All right, welcome back, everybody. We'll be covered in this video here. We're going to be going over the AD&D certificate, both for a union member and the generic green one that we use for referrals. Exactly how to explain this to your clients, what to talk about, where to place your attention, where you don't have to place so much, and where you go from there. Okay. So what I'm going to preface this with is number one, if you haven't done this already, it's extremely important that you have eApp downloaded and installed, and then as well as that, you're going to need all your training materials for all the presentation documents downloaded onto your desktop. So make sure that's done first, and then come back to this. All right, so I'm going to start off by saying that your no-cost benefits should take you about 60 seconds or less, typically, to get through. They shouldn't take very, very long. Now, there's a balance here, all right? There's a very big balance here because, you know, what you're going to hear a lot throughout the presentation is whatever you make important will become important, all right? So if you make it important, then it's important to your clients, all right? They're going to mirror that. They're going to believe in that because you believe in it. Same applies here. So when you're going through that certificate, you want to balance quick, fast, and a hurry with urgency and importance, all right? So what you're going to do is, you know, when we talk about in the script, when it says, you know, do you remember mailing back this card? All right, share your screen, show them the union card. Okay. Next, it'll ask you, do you remember this letter that you got in the mail that came with that? Again, share your screen, show them that letter. Okay. Then, once that's done, what's important to remember is when you are talking, unless you're describing something on the screen, you should be the only thing on the screen. When you're talking, you are the importance and you are the focus. So you're going to unshare your screen and then you're going to say, perfect. So your first no-cost benefit is your AD&D certificate or your accidental death and dismemberment benefit. This has been provided to you by the union as a way of saying thank you for being a member in good standing. Okay, so this is actually already in force through work. So let's go over that. So you then share your screen, and what you're going to notice is that, you know, there's that bordered region around the certificate. Okay, there's all kinds of terms and conditions in there and everything. You don't need to read any of those because guess what? It doesn't matter. The union is the one that actually owns that policy. That is a certificate of coverage for their policy. It doesn't matter. Whether they like it or not, that's how it is. So the union dictates all those terms. So you don't have to read any of that. All you're going to really do is just point out, all right, so this is a picture of the card that was on that you know was mailed back. All right, looks like you selected your wife as your beneficiary. Then you're going to scroll down to the bottom and say, still want to keep that the same person, correct? All right, and just ask them, Joe, do me a favor, take a look at everything down here, make sure that everything is correct for me. All right, if everything is correct and it's good to go, then you're just going to say, all right, perfect. I just wanted to double check. Now I'm going to send you this in an email right now. All right, and you're going to literally email them that certificate right there. And you're doing this for two reasons. Number one, to make sure that they actually get it. But number two, because you want them already in the habit of checking their email for you. I want to know without any question that if I have to email them something for a signature and application or a mod or so on and so forth, that our emails are connecting. All right? It's one of those little breadcrumb seeds that one of those little breadcrumbs that you're planting ahead of time. So that's for the union certificate. Now, as far as the green AD&D certificate that we use for referrals, that was a little bit different. So you don't really have a letter that you're going to go through or a card that they had mailed back or anything like that. You know, what you're going to use that for is specific situations, and you're going to introduce it the same way. The first thing we're going to go over is your no-cost AD&D certificate. This is just our way of saying thank you for X, Y, and Z. Okay, so you'll go over that with them, and what you need to do is actually fill this out with your client while they're on Zoom. So you're going to fill this out with your information that's applicable there. Make sure you use complete information. Please make sure there's a phone number attached. If they have an address, that's 123 Main Street, apartment A, put the apartment A, all right? Fill that out there, all right? If you're in New York, you're going to use Albert Soror as the agency. Anywhere else, you're going to use Soror Yagdjian. Okay? And then when it asks for agent's signature, you just put your name, your agent number, virtual. That's it. All right? Now, as far as applicant signature at the bottom, again, you're going to email this to your client. And you're going to email it, that's right away. All right, so you're going to email it to them right away, right there while you're on Zoom. And then you just tell them very simply, so all you need to do here, Joe, I'm going to have you print this out. And right down here where it says applicant signature, I'm going to have you just sign that. And you're going to mail it to the address listed right here on the certificate. All right, and just send it in. All right, and that's that. That's all they need to do. All right. Make sure that you practice this. I promise you more than anything, especially in union presentations, when you don't appear to know what you are doing, when you're going over the simplest form of their union insurance, they will not have confidence in you when it comes to anything more complicated. The first time you do this should no way in any circumstances be when you're presenting to a client. If you practice 10, good, you're halfway there. Another 10, you're at 20, you are probably all right. Practice makes perfect. You need to practice talking about it, transitioning, moving to the next thing. Don't forget to practice and role play constantly. All right, that's it, gang. I'll see you on the next one.